Sneakers have become somewhat of an asset class, similar to like crypto. Sometimes the market is up on a shoe and others on the decline. The purposes of today's video, we're going to be taking a time machine back to a moment in time where the Fear of God Vans had an absolute stranglehold on sneakerheads, hype beasts, and Jerry boys alike. This is a video on an era-defining sneaker, the Fear of God Vans era. What is good, everybody? Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. Just a quick video for you guys today, taking a blast from the past and talking about the Fear of God Vans collaboration that released back in 2016. This is a brand new style of video, one that I'm kind of testing. Also, if you have any sneakers in mind that you'd like me to kind of revisit, go ahead and comment them down below. Finally, if you haven't already, go ahead and check out my clothing brand, Locust&WildHoney Clothing. We have a restock of a few of your guys' favorite garments on the website, namely the perfect vintage tee, which I've actually got on right now, the Grace necklace, which I also have on right now, and finally the highly regarded G03 denim, the perfect fitting pair of denim in my humble opinion. Also check out my watch company, Aura Watch. We just launched pre-orders on our newest offering and our slimmest of the bunch, the ultra slim mirror watch. This is our most affordable proposition to date, but with that watch you get a lot of fantastic specs detailed on the product page. A link to that will be down below as well. Now with that to say, let's go ahead and take a trip back in time to 2015, a year that many called the golden era of music, culture, and of course sneakers. Ye, artists formerly known as Kanye West as well as Justin Bieber, were set to drop what many call their best albums of their careers. But in addition to timing, they did share something in common during that era, and that was that these two legends could not stop wearing Fear of God. And if that wasn't enough, having the two biggest artists of a generation at their peak powers co-signing your brand, many artists and celebrities and athletes followed suit in supporting one man, one brand. That man was Jerry Lorenzo from Fear of God. From the $1,000 zippered skinny denim to the $1,000 drop shoulder ruching bomber jacket to the $700 zippered flannel hoodie and even $200 to $300 elongated tees and tanks, nothing, and I mean nothing from Fear of God fourth collection could ever stay in stock. As a matter of fact, it was a regular practice for the OG batch of fourth collection denim to sell for upwards of $4,000. But despite that, Fear of God still continued to gain immense popularity among sneaker enthusiasts, streetwear aficionados, and fashion insiders alike. Its blend of street-inspired design and high-end craftsmanship appealed to a diverse audience, making every piece an absolute must-have for every Jerry boy. But with a few years under his belt on a wildly positive trajectory, it was time for Jerry Lorenzo to pivot from his core audience of niche, highly wealthy individuals and offer something brand new and approachable to people like us common folk. In enters Fog, an offering from Fear of God exclusively available at PacSun stores. Fog Collection debuted in an article by Hypebeast in 2015. This brand new offering would be a diffusion from its mainline counterpart, capturing Fear of God's essence at a much lower price point, creating an avenue for anyone to enjoy Jerry Lorenzo's design language. Being entrenched in it all myself, being a full-fledged Jerry boy, I was absolutely all about it, and apparently many of you did share that exact same sentiment, as this stuff literally flew upon release day. I vividly recall going to these drops, vlogging them of course. Go ahead and comment down below if you're an OG subscriber and remember those days. But yeah man, this stuff was an absolute nuisance to try and attempt to pick up. And mind you, this is way before the days of StockX and this big boom of resellers. At these drops, a majority of people had the intention of actually purchasing to wear. Now from this affordable diffusion line came an affordable offering from the house of Fog and Vans. Originally leaked by Jerry Lorenzo himself to his personal Instagram late spring of 2016, this casual photo of Jerry kicking his feet up for some relaxation while subtly revealing to the world what he had planned with Vans had Jerry boys everywhere quivering in their thermal leggings. Yes, Jerry actually sold us $100 thermal leggings and we actually wore them. Anyways, unlike other collaborations that generally use the popularity of others' names to boost one another's public profile, perception, and trendiness, this Fog Vans collab was the perfect organic relationship, as both Fear of God leads based in Southern California, Jerry Lorenzo and Jeff Lazaro, regularly wore Vans vaults, namely the Eras as well as the OG LX slip-ons that you see here, which definitely makes sense because the slim silhouette of these models make for the perfect companion to pair with a slim profile of the denim that Fear of God was creating at the time. From this original release, we got two different models, the first one being a high top pair of Old Schools, which released as a shock drop on a totally random Tuesday. I still remember it like yesterday. We got no warning. PacSun essentially said, hey, we just dropped these, go ahead and check out our stores. And sure enough, I was able to secure 3 pairs. Now, shortly thereafter, we got the highly coveted Fear of God Vans Era 95 in the Marshmallow colorway that did drop October 5th of 2016. Comprised of a canvas upper with a midsole and outsole that is made of a dense rubber, like pretty much every other pair of Vans ever created. This sneaker here represented the gold medal of the Jerry Boy Olympics. One of the most distinctive features of the Fear of God Vans Era sneaker is the slightly more premium construction. Unlike traditional Vans Eras, which are typically made of only canvas uppers and rubber outsoles, this Fear of God collaboration introduced premium leather and suede materials, namely to the tongue, giving the shoes a slightly more elevated, more upscale look and feel. Additionally, you've got Fear of God monogram style branding all throughout the shoe, letting everyone know that your allegiance lies to the Jerry Boy cult. I mean that in jest, of course, but it really wasn't about the tech or the materials or the craftsmanship even. The Fear of God era represented a moment in time in Jerry lore. Between all of the notable co-signers and Jerry's ability to make sense of a world where high fashion meets streetwear, the brand's hype was on the rise and it was rising at maximum momentum. Believe me when I say this, I've seen this by firsthand experience because I was at the drop. I spent the night all night at the mall. I hid from mall security for a grand total of 10 hours. Just for a chance at having the privilege of securing a pair of these shoes. And it wasn't just me. At the time of the doors opening for PacSun that morning, there was more than 100 people. Yes, 100 people lined up for just a handful of pairs. And believe me, I'm well aware that 100 people isn't that crazy, especially relative to nowadays, but this was way back then. This was a lot of people for the time. Most of these people that showed up weren't resellers. They were going to wear the shoes. Also, as I already mentioned, this was an offering from Fog, not Fear of God mainline, so these shoes were priced accordingly at a retail price of $100, which made this offering totally affordable, and it was affordable for a very short time because due to the insane amount of hype and demand with stock numbers skillfully predetermined to intentionally not meet said demand, these would only be affordable on drop day and no day thereafter. This comes as a product of knowing that there was going to be so many people going for these sneakers here and dropping only between 13 and 22 pairs at only tier 1 PacSuns. No Vans stores got these shoes, which is to say only about 20 stores worldwide got between 13 and 22 pairs of these shoes, for an estimated total of 400 pairs in circulation across all retail stores. Now, they also did drop online, and the rumor was there was right about 500 split between both the Vans website as well as on PacSun, which was absolutely impossible to get. But with that said, that equates to a grand total of 1,000 pairs approximately, and of course this is an estimate. So with such low inventory and the amount of hype that led up to the release of this shoe, resale prices for the sneaker soared to astronomical numbers, with people paying more than $1,000 for a pair of Vans. And this is not hyperbole. This isn't just a one-off example. People were regularly paying more than $1,000 for these shoes. I remember weeks, even months after the release of the first Fear of God eras, Instagram was absolutely flooded with these sneakers, with people just showing them off, top-down pictures and all that good stuff. This was definitely sneakers so many people appreciated during that 2015 era. Since then, over the years, Fear of God delivered to us a trove of footwear offerings, including pairs from just in-house and other collaborations from Vans to Nike and now through Adidas, on new iterations of classics like the Era, and even brand new silhouettes and design variations to keep Jerry Boy's hunger somewhat satiated from the brand Fear of God. Ever since the original Fear of God Vans Era released, each new release has generated significant amounts of buzz and hype within the sneaker community, eagerly waiting to camp out, line up, even enter raffles just for a chance to get a piece of Fear of God's latest footwear. Despite its high price point compared to traditional Vans sneakers, the Fear of God Vans Era remains a coveted item for those who appreciate Fear of God's choice of minimalist design, emphasis on materials, and earth Pantones. And as such, the first original Fear of God sneaker, the first Vans Era 95, will continue to hold a special place as an era-defining sneaker, and one that will continue to be in my collection from now on, or at least until the right offer comes around. I'm just kidding, guys. But that's going to do it for today's video, taking a look back at this era-defining sneaker, the Fear of God Vans Era 95. You guys let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the shoe and also what you think about this style of content. I've got a list of other sneakers that I'd like to cover, and I'd be happy to do so as long as you guys want to see this style of content coming here on the channel. If you have any sneakers in mind that you guys want to see, comment them down below. Don't forget to check out my brands, Locust Wild Honey Clothing, as well as Aura Watch. And with that to say, guys, thank you so much for stopping by the channel and for the continued support. It's a privilege of mine to get to serve you through making content as well as products, and I will never take it for granted. As always, I'll catch you in the next upload. Peace and be blessed.